This is going to be a chaotic episode. I'm just going to throw that out there now.
Might be.
I think
can already tell. I can already tell.
Yeah. Welcome to spring. No.
Welcome to the Cop. Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, seasonally gay, and today I am drinking some raspberry, lemon, lime, Gatorade-ish thing. It's liquid IV mixed with like those caffeine packet things that I have. It's very good.
What is your body going through?
A lot. A lot. I went to the gym today for the first time in months, so I need the support. But I am drinking it today out of my cup mug.
Cup mug. I don't have one yet.
And I'll let Lana do the plug because she does it much better than I would.
I mean, yeah, you've seen them, you know them, you like them, you love them.
Or you've heard us talk about them if you only listen to the audio podcast.
Or you've heard them. But you know, you can get you one, even if you haven't seen it, you can get you one. And those who looking at it, you know how cute it is. Look, it's cute. Get it at lanagcreations.etsy.com, where you can get all of your official cup merch. Not just the mug, but we have other things. And then any other things that you want to get. You check that out. And while I'm at it, let me introduce myself to all you lovely cats and kittens. Here, I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea, because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. And I am just drinking on this water that I've been drinking on for the last 2 days. It never gets finished, and probably will get finished in this episode, finally.
There we go. And I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I am wearing a brand new shirt that I just got, and it's already one of my favorites. It is Miss Carrie Colby, looking beautiful as always. It's definitely my most colorful shirt I have, so I'm excited about that.
A dragonfly!
I know, right? Where is it?
A dragonfly!
And I am
We need
drinking...
that as a soundbite, David.
Yeah,
actually,
we do.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
I'm also drinking water that I've been working on for a few days, and it's getting there, so maybe we'll both finish tonight.
Not the plastic water
bottle. We'll finish together, Lana.
We'll finish together.
Old water. Jesus of Nazareth. Well, hi everybody out there, and sprechen Sie. Yeah, my name is Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag artiste and queen of Ivy Park. I don't know how to speak German, so that's why I stopped. I am wearing for my Ivy Park look today. Actually, it's very cute. Because it's got a couple of functions and I live for it, but it is this jumbo inflatable puffer scarf that I got. It's from the Ivy Park Trail drop when all of the colors she was doing were like orange and camo. So it has like the Adidas logo like printed, like stitched monogrammed on there. And then it's also reversible. So it's neon orange on one side and then camel on the other side. And then on the neon orange side, it has the words like Ivy Park stitched in huge letters like all the way down it.
Word.
Very sexy, very comfy. It has little snaps on it so you can actually wear it like it's a vest. I've worn it like this sometimes and it's kind of cool. And it has pockets.
Ooh.
And it has pockets.
It got pockets, girl.
Pockets.
And I am drinking extra sweet tea by Pure Leaf. I am taking a quick little mini break on my Arizona right now just because because the weather's gotten so colder now in Chicago, I'm switching to like my ramens and my like spicier, warmer kind of foods. So I always like drinking stuff like a little bit extra sweeter with that to kind of balance it out. So I've been like eating Shin ramens all day today and drinking
that sounds great.
extra sweet tea. Really, really good. I love Shin ramen. Yeah. Shout out to Shin Ramen if you are out there, because thank you for being like the most amazing instant noodle company out there. And if you want to sponsor a girl, let me know.
We are back. It is episode 2 of Drag Race Germany. We're going to be here all season. So if you want to make sure you're here all season with us, go ahead and subscribe. Because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and that'd be really cool to hit. We haven't hit it at the time we're filming. We might by the time it drops. I don't know. But, yes. Episode 2, Drag Race Germany. A good episode. 2 for 2. Yep. Good episodes.
It was an episode. It was a good episode. I won't say it was a bad episode. I won't say it was an episode. It was a good episode. Even though that mini challenge was very weird.
It was. We'll get into that. But yeah.
We'll get into that We'll get into that very, very shortly. But yeah, nobody went home. So we just go back into the workroom the next day.
Hey.
Well, I did want to, since I was not there in the episode 1 discussion, I wanted to take 60 seconds, if I could, just to give some quick thoughts from episode 1, since I didn't get to. So I have a little timer, so please bear with me. But here I go. Let me try to get this in 60 seconds.
This is your moment! Have it!
Okay, so entrances. We saw Lele Cocoon. Sorry, I'm already screwing up. She gave me the willow pill effect, so I have high hope for her. Nikita, she's my age. I was shocked. Okay. Who else? Kelly Heelton. Her entrance, she was kind of giving me host. Like I could have seen her be the host of this franchise. Pandora Nox, best entrance. I really like Barbie Breakout. She like feels so empathetic and caring. So I'm really liking that. Barbie Q in the mini challenge was cracking me up every time she would scream. It would like turn away. Also Pandora, the best in the mini challenge. Okay, and then we have the main stage. Once again, Pandora, the best for me. She dominated. She cleared this episode. Lip sync was amazing. If I had to have a winner between the lip sync, I maybe would have edged out Victoria, but I'm very glad that they both stayed. There we go.
For the longest time, I was like, this baby ain't going to make it. This baby
I had other things I could have said, but
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Yes, we do go. It's the next day now. And it's Pandora's birthday. So not only did she win all of episode 1, but now it's her birthday, and Yvonne is complaining.
It's Pandora's day of birth.
I do love that. I think was it Yvonne that was like, you've had to fake all your orgasms?
Oh yeah.
No, it was Naomi.
It was Naomi.
I get them mixed up. And
a lot of these white girls look the same.
But you know what stood out to me? Like Nikita just has such a sour attitude, especially towards Pandora. And she was like bitching about them saying happy birthday to her. Like, get over it, girl. It's kind of giving misogyny. It's kind of giving it just a little bit.
I wouldn't go that far, David.
I think there's something underlying there.
Okay, well, I wouldn't go that far yet. We've known these people for 2 episodes. That's a bold.
Come up a little bitter. She's a little bitter.
I would just say bitter. I mean,
I just am confused by why she does not like Pandora so much. So I'm just saying that's the vibe it gives. I'm not saying for sure that's what it is. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Give a little bitter for me. Give a little bitter leaf.
I would say better. So, this mini challenge, we are getting in quick drag. We're getting in quick drag, and then we are doing drag cardio.
And then we're watching your husband suck off the pit crew. And then what is?
Or a boa, at least.
This episode was
So,
horny.
That's
what this
and I
episode
want to
was.
preface. I want to preface this as the token drag queen on the panel right now. We do say that drag can be family friendly. This version was not. Do not let your children watch Drag Race Germany. Please do not.
Yeah.
Please don't. And by children, I mean anyone under the age of 72. Do not let them watch Drag Race Germany. No, I'm kidding. No, seriously. I was watching this and I was like, ooh, child. Y'all was they were laying it on a hair thick and being like, ho, 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 we're gay. Ooh, we want to be naughty, a little freaky. I was just like, what is happening? It was to the point where somebody was just about mounting the pit crew just to get onto the treadmill, child. I was like, I said, baby, we got to get y'all some AA batteries or something back for the house. We need to get you some amyl nitrate or something, honey, because y'all is going through. It's already day 2, and y'all is fiending. I was like, I don't know what didn't happen, child, but it was an event. It was an event. It was one of those, honestly, that I watched it and I was like, I wonder if this is gonna be one of those mini challenges where the winner doesn't really matter. It's not like there was a discernible person who did better than everybody else. They're just gonna pick some random person and say they were the winner. And I kind of feel like this will happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't care for this. I was like,
it was odd.
It was very strange and weird and peculiar. And Yvonne wins.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember what Yvonne did.
No. You were saying, David?
Oh, I was saying that I didn't understand what the point of the mini challenge was at first. Like, they just got on the treadmill, and I felt bad for Tessa because she had to go first. And it's like, okay, what do you do now? Because it wasn't even like a photo shoot. Nobody was taking a picture. It was more like, okay, walk on the treadmill and entertain us.
And see, they do this thing. The hosts will do this thing where they will like almost explain what the challenge is, but not fully actually explain what it is. They'll be like flirty and playful with their words, but they're not like finite saying, this is what you need to do because this is the mini challenge. They're like, get up there and seduce us with your wows and thrills. And I'm like, okay, what does it actually mean though? Like, am I supposed to be saying something? Am I not supposed to be saying something? Tessa didn't say anything the entire time because she didn't know if she was supposed to or not. Right. And I was like, I didn't know what she was supposed to either. Then all the other girls were talking after her. I was like, dang, I bet you she's sitting up there like, well. Okay.
If I had to name a favorite, I'm going to name the only one I remember, which is Nikita. Because she was running to happy hour. And that was cute. I was like, she's running to happy hour. She's fallen over. She's got the glasses like... on like askew. I was like, that's cute. Okay, sure.
I had 2 favorites. So I like
who I like.
Okay, I like Metamorkid. She was teaching us how to fist while on the treadmill, which was so random. The other one I liked was Lele, because she had that like super padded ass, and she just like scraped it on the treadmill, and I'm like,
mine actually were Lele because of that. And Naomi, because she just laid on the top and was just running with her hands.
Oh, yeah. Right. That one made me nervous. I'm like, please don't fall and like scrape your face off. That's one way to remove makeup.
Drag is not a contact sport. So, yeah, Yvonne wins, and I'm fine with it because of the draft. If I'm being honest, I'm like, this is fine. I'm okay with this. And for our Maxi challenge this week, we are doing a design challenge where they go into this disco dungeon.
It's a construction challenge.
Dark room.
Yeah.
And they have to pull materials for this construction challenge, David.
Well, no, I feel like that's something to like highlight because that kind of threw me for half, like a fourth of the episode when they kept saying that because I'm like, wait, so are they like making a thing? or are they making clothes? I didn't know if it was
Right?
like what they called a design challenge, or if they were like, you need to make some puppet or some statue or something. And I was like, are they really constructing stuff?
It's like the club challenge from All Stars 4. Are we doing that? Like,
You're making a fetish dungeon.
Right. Build something, bitch.
Could you imagine if the challenge was to build a fetish dungeon?
You know who would have
Pandora
done
would
really
still win.
well at constructing something if it was that?
We can't be too mean. We can't be too mean to her right now. She's been going through it recently. And I feel bad.
She's a construction worker.
Yes, I'm aware, but like send Lucy LaDuca some love today. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Love and some money, because Lord knows that child.
Yeah, because she's probably not going to get her bags. Did she get her bags back finally? I don't think so.
Not yet. No.
So,
oh baby,
we are doing a construction.
I was very
challenge.
confused. I was confused about this whole situation. I was like, what does this even mean? What is the construction challenge? Now they're throwing new stuff at me. I don't know what that means.
Juana's like, this is a challenge I'm not used to
I
yet.
was like, I'm
I don't know
all
what
the other challenges.
5 seasons.
I was like, I've only been here for 5 seasons of Drag Race. What the heck is a construction
Has it
challenge?
only been 5?
It's España, France, Mexico, Brazil, Germany.
All-Stars.
Yeah.
All-Stars. Down Under.
6. Oh, 7.
Down Under. Yeah,
so down under 7. 7. And y'all never said anything about a construction challenge. Now I'm like trying to go through y'all. Look, I'm running to my to the group chat like, what the heck is a construction challenge? I don't know if y'all watched it yet, so I didn't want to jump in and spoil things. And I'm like, I need to go to my Drag Race gurus so they can tell me what the heck is a construction challenge. Which
they've actually had a couple of them on the US version, but they're very different.
I'm so mad that I missed that message because I would have completely lied.
I didn't send it because I didn't want to spoil it because I watched it. I didn't know if y'all watched it.
I would have lied hard.
Oh, me
I
too.
Made something up. I was like, "Oh, yeah, girl, they have to make a whole building. They have to build it right up.
To build a house
out of hot glue and feather boas." And
I'm like, "What is this extreme makeover? What are we talking about here?"
Yes. I was like,
move that drag bus.
I
would have had Lana the entire time being like, "Well, where's the wood come in?
How do you build a house of hot glue and feathers?"
There's plenty of wood. Don't worry.
Jesus Christ, Logan. Jesus Christ. Talk to me like I'm an elder. Respect to that. I'm just kidding. It's really not. No. Oh, but no. I was like, what is a construction challenge? Then it turned out to be just a design challenge. I was like, well, why didn't you just say that? You're just making up words just to say we're trying to be fancy. We had construction challenge. No, you're design challenge.
The construction challenge.
Construction. But okay. But
oh no!
So they're making fetish outfits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
some people didn't get that challenge.
This episode, I was like, oh, this is how we roll in Germany. We just go bust out the gates with some fetish outfits. And
they said episode 2.
Come on.
They said episode 2, make a fetish look.
Oh.
But why haven't they had a fetish ball on the United States yet?
I'm pretty sure Viacom would strike that down in an instant.
Absolutely.
Look what we got from Alexis for.
Well, that's because she couldn't be called Cumpig. That's why we got Manpig.
I'll say this because apparently the United States is the most prudish when it comes to sexual exploration on television, whether it be cable or, network television. And since at the one point, I guess Drag Race is still on MTV or could still be on MTV, maybe not on MTV, allegedly still on MTV. So since it's still on MTV, it's just certain things that ain't gonna fly on American television that apparently will fly on European television,
on Paramount Plus.
but on Paramount,
That too.
I think they would do it on an All Stars US.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We got Alexis's look.
Right.
We'll get it. If Manila had been on a later All Star season with her period gown, that would have been aired.
True.
But unfortunately, that was during the VH1 days. So, but yeah, so they are doing their construction challenge, and there's not a whole lot that goes on with that specifically, but we get our two big emotional moments. I'm not going to call them Emmy moments. I'm not going to call them Emmy moments this episode because they were both very touching and very serious topics.
That's what Emmy moments are. They're very touching, very serious, because that's what gets the Emmys. That's what gets the votes for the people like, this is showing the real side or the human side to these entertainers. So yeah, it's still an Emmy moment. That's not a bad thing.
Sure. The first one we got is when Barbie is doing her walk arounds in the workroom. Side note, 2 episodes in, loving Barbie as a host. Loving Barbie as a host. But she's going through and she's talking to, it was
Naomi.
And Naomi.
And Yvonne. Yes. Yvonne and Naomi.
Okay, thank you. Yvonne and Naomi. And Naomi's wearing a red ribbon for HIV awareness.
And she really said, tell me about your HI hit TV show.
Stop that.
It's a reference to season 1. Nobody of regular US.
Now you're ruining a very serious moment with your jokes, Steve.
I was gonna have a serious moment, but it's fine.
It's cool. I'm just kidding, David.
It's
had to get that out of the way before we get too serious.
But yeah, so they talk about that, and Naomi's just like, I wear it for like remembrance of like all of the people that we've lost. Doesn't specifically mention if it's anyone she knows specifically, whether it's her herself, anything like that. And she gets very, very emotional. And I remembered later on, literally right before we filmed this, that not only is Barbie HIV positive, but she's also an HIV advocate throughout all of Europe. And so I'm loving that we're having this conversation. And I know that Naomi got very, very emotional because Barbie is there. And I'm going to assume she knows of like Barbie's work. So that was a very lovely, touching moment. So.
It definitely. Go ahead, Eve.
Oh, I was going to say, I 100% agree with what Barbie was saying. Not Barbie, I'm sorry, but what Naomi was saying when she was saying that if we don't remember and respect and emphasize the struggles that we've been through and the hardships that we've been through, then we just forget about them and they lose their value and their meaning, and we don't realize where we're at and what we've come from. And so I was just really happy that she was able to share that moment and to be someone who seems to have just that innately in them of being a caring person and wanting to want the best for other people. Like I said, like Logan said, we don't know if she was wearing that ribbon for herself or for someone she knew or for a family member or for someone that had possibly passed away. But because she's someone who I would quote unquote say is from like that next generation after, actually 2 generations, I would say actually, after the generation that majorly went through the AIDS crisis, and then being able to share that with someone like Barbie, who 9 times out of 10 went through that, had possibly lost family members because of that, or friends, you know what I mean, or drag elders, or drag mothers, or drag, siblings because of that. I just thought it was a really, really poignant moment. I got really teary-eyed over the entire thing. Because also as well, I have been living with HIV since I was 21. So I have had it for about 15 years. And it was something that was very, very scary for me when I first was diagnosed, and I was just very shy, and I just thought the worst and was scared, and I didn't know who to turn to, and I didn't know anything about what that meant and where I came from, and other people who've had it before me, years before me, and what they went through, and just learning so much about the history of people that have been living with HIV and AIDS, and so many entertainers and activists and just people putting their hearts and their minds and their money and their science and stuff on the line to try to find a cure for this. It just is something that means a lot to me personally. I even said jokingly, I had a little bit of an issue with Naomi at the beginning of the episode for very, very random, superficial reasons. And then this moment happens, and then I just completely felt like I was sticking my foot in my mouth because I was like, whoa, I feel like such an idiot because you never know someone's heart and someone's intention until they show it to you. And when they do, you shouldn't take stuff like that for granted because there aren't a lot of people out in the world like Naomi. And so personally, if you're watching this, Naomi, I just want to send you so much love and so much good energy. And I'm so glad that we were able to see that side of you and to connect with you more. And I just wish you the world. I'm not going to cry you. Jeez.
Yeah, for me, watching this, like, I definitely don't want to assume her status if she's not saying anything. So for me, I was viewing this as somebody who is just purely empathetic to a cause that may not affect them directly. And I think that's so rare. Like, so many people don't fully become involved in supporting HIV as a cause or AIDS until it affects them directly, whether it's them contracting it or somebody that they're very close to. So I think for somebody who may not have a close association to this this thing that has occurred to so many queer people, I just found that very like respectable. Like I just really found her to be so endearing from this moment. But yeah, she definitely is somebody that I'm really drawn to after this conversation.
For me, she got like wisdom points, I would say.
Mhm.
I would say completely honestly, even after the first episode, I saw Naomi as very young, coming off as very young, very naive, very sheepish, you know, and seeing this side of her, I was like, no, she's got her wits about her. She knows what matters. She knows where to put her heart and where to put her energy and where to put her attention. And that's just us prejudging her as a pretty young looking girl and thinking she's just a pretty young. No, she has depth. She has heart. She has compassion. She has respect and empathy for other people. And that's stuff to be commended because there are a lot of girls, and it's real easy to have that happen, especially in the queer community with so many little babies coming up super fast, whether it is in popularity or money or influence or whatever. And they are barely 21, 22 years old, you know, walking around the world like they're better than every other thing in the world and not having empathy for other people and not trying to extend that love and learning and growing and stuff like that. And that, like you were saying, David, is like something that's so endearing for her because it shows a respect that she has towards that movement that has impacted her community so much. Even if it didn't impact her directly, it impacted the world and the queer community as a whole. And so like, that's just, I think, so amazing.
Yeah. This episode just boom, boom, boom. Like the emotional talks just because then we shift over and we hear Barbie talking about her struggles with weight. David, I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, first we heard Barbie talk about straight guys that want to go to the bathroom with her, which I thought was kind of funny. But then she quickly pivoted and started talking about struggles with her weight and how she's basically like gay obese, which is such a weird thing to hear. And I'm not sure if Lana has ever heard about this sort of thing, but there's such a strict standard for body types in the
The
queer community.
dysmorphia in the queer community,
Yeah.
especially with gay men, is very, very, very bad.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, we've all seen her many times before.
But
bad.
Even still, like there's like some people that you might assume might have those struggles, but then there's other people you might not have those assumptions about. And I'll be honest, like it's something that's been a huge thing for me over the past 10 years, like since starting to come out, because like I'm not the biggest person, but I'm not the skinniest person either, and it's always on my mind, always on my mind.
Yeah.
And like I'll sometimes go days without eating just because I feel like there's a certain standard I have to be at. And I feel like I'm in this weird in between where there's like skinny body types that are really desired, and then there's bigger body types that are really desired, and then there's that like in between period that just doesn't feel like something that is wanted in the gay community. And so yeah, just watching her, I just really related to this. And there might be people out there watching this that are like, stop that, stop talking, but it's a serious thing. Like, I don't know, I'm getting emotional talking about it, I'm sure you can tell. But yeah, anybody else who wants to touch up on that subject is welcome to.
I'm trying not to talk about it because I know I will cry. So same to the nth degree. That's really all I have to say about it because I know I will get emotional. I'm not trying to do that today, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing for me too, especially with me being in drag, because it's like, and I feel like they also loops my transness into it as well too, because it's weird because there is no one way for someone to present themselves as trans. And so when it comes to certain people's expectation of what they think femininity is or more feminine styles are, that's changed so much over the past couple of years. And so like certain things that I was very hard on myself about because I was like, no, that's not that feminine looking and you're more feminine and da-da-da-da. It's now stuff that's not as serious, and then some stuff that I didn't think was that serious, I'm just kind of like, wait a minute, no, that just doesn't feel normal like it used to. It can be kind of a minefield, and it sucks because you don't really have like a cheat sheet, or like a Cliff Notes that tells you about how to deal with stuff like this. But that's just, I feel like, the importance of conversations and being able to share the things that you're going through with other people, because it does remind you that you're not alone and that other people are dealing with the same things that you're dealing with, and it can help you almost get that out of your mind and not focus on it so much. You know what I mean? Knowing that somebody else is, you're in the trench with somebody else. It's not just you by yourself. It kind of makes it a little bit easier to deal with. So,
I can definitely relate to that in a similar and very different way, being non-binary, because most people have a very stereotypical idea of what a non-binary person is supposed to look like, and it's not me. And so my gender is just weird, just in general. But it's one of those things where I always people don't even realize that I am until I say something about it. And I'm also in the camp where I'm not outwardly screaming out to everyone I see, hi, I'm non-binary. And that's just my processing and my living with my gender expression. And I know I'm in a very very different situation compared to a lot of people that I know that are in between the gender binary. But I definitely know there's a stereotypical way that a non-binary person is supposed to look, and because of that, I either get told, oh, you shouldn't be, or literally this morning had a message on Grindr from a guy where all it said was ew. And if that tells you how fucked up the queer community is, that's about all I need to say on that.
I've said it once before, and I'm going to say it again. Jesus, restart the flood, because I don't think they learned the first time. Just send it again. Send it again. Just flood us all out, damn it. I'll get the ark. Lana, you go with David, so y'all do 2x2.
2x2.
I'll go with Logan's roommate. Logan, we'll find you somebody to go with.
Thanks, bitch. Love you.
I'm kidding.
Is Naomi available?
I'll take Naomi.
To answer that.
I said, hold on, not me stuck on the boat with all the gay people and I ain't got nobody to be with, just be by myself.
Bitch, this gonna be a fun ass boat. We gonna be dancing.
That's gonna be fun, but I'm gonna
partying.
be so alone and just.
Okay, we'll bring along a token
I need
straight
one
man.
straight man so I can have me some fun. Y'all be having fun together, and I'll be by myself. Absolutely no.
You are missing out. It is going to be drive-in movie nights every night, discos, endless brunches.
That's
vintage stores as far as the eye could see.
NSYNC will have actually reunited.
How?
NSYNC's gonna be on the boat.
I'm about to say, now if they on the boat, then that's all I need.
We'll
That's
pull.
all
You
I
know
need.
what? Just for you, Lana, we'll pull NSYNC on the boat.
Period. That's all
Can
I
I
need.
have
At
JC?
least 4 out of 5 of them straight.
I'm gonna have to make.
I'm
gonna have to make it a boat party and like
but
make
JC
a flyer,
belongs to me.
like Coachella, featuring performances by NSYNC.
I'm about to say JC belongs to me.
NSYNC
NSYNC is the opening, the closing, and all the in between.
Well, hopefully the arc won't NSYNC.
NSYNC. It's gonna say NSYNC 50 times. And then wait, what'd you say?
David said, "Hope the arc don't NSYNC." I hate you.
Look, I'm the old man here. I gotta have the dad jokes.
Oh, I can't. Well,
I said it would say NSYNC 50 times, and then the last one would say Chip Skylark.
Yes! Yes!
Have a small shiny teeth performance.
Shiny teeth in me, shiny teeth.
That's fine.
Yes. We've got one more emotional moment to talk about, and then we can talk about the runway. And that is a very, very moving moment with Metamorkid.
This was like a 1-2 punch kind of situation.
This is a 1-2-3.
They knocked us out.
I hug everybody. I was just like, oh, babies. Oh,
it was a pop and an uppercut, like knockout punch right there.
Yeah. Meta talking
it was
about
2 uppercuts in this conversation alone.
Damn. Oh, yes.
Literally it was like bump, bump, bump. And you thought you were down? Boom.
No, here's another one.
Yeah. So Meta talk. I'm just gonna call them Meta. Meta. Meta's talking about being sexually assaulted, and having like a real like cathartic, just like grounding moment, being away from the world and kind of getting to reflect on how this whole challenge is about sexuality, and that's like a really, really tough subject for her. And thankfully, she has Pandora there, and Pandora also shares that she's also been through those situations. And it was just, as someone who has been through those situations myself, this is when I started crying, because I was just like, no. Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has anything to comment on that. I'm still trying not to cry.
Yeah, it was just a hard thing to listen to be honest.
Yeah, it sucks because, God, we just had something like this happen recently with someone who I know. He's not a personal friend of mine, but he's a friend of mine, and he's an OnlyFans creator. And he went to I think he was doing a month trip or 2-month trip, I believe, in Barcelona. And he ended up meeting another OnlyFans creator there, who is the former boyfriend of a very famous porn star OnlyFans guy. Anyway, the guy I think is about 20-ish years older than him. I think the guy that I know of is like 22. And the guy that he was talking to is 40 plus. And so very naively, just because of the fact that he was young and unexperienced in relationships and sex and things like that, other than just doing OnlyFans content by himself or something like that. You know what I mean? He's feeling like he's going on this whirlwind romance with this guy, and then this guy starts becoming abusive to him and demanding money towards him and all these other kind of things. And this is something that literally was put all up on Twitter like within the past week, and so many people were jumping in the comments and stuff and were damning this boy, saying why you should have known better, and you should have called these red flags and this, that, and the other. And I always when it comes to when it comes to sex as a queer person, no one sits us down and tells us what happens, how things are supposed to go, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. No one does that. And to be honest, in real life, 9 times out of 10, straight society too, that don't usually happen. Yeah, the birds and the bees talks, that was in the 70s and stuff. Folks ain't giving their kids that no more. Now they're finding it out on their own, whether it's through porn, whether it's through friends, or whether it's through unfortunate situations where they get put in a position and it just happens. And I feel so hard for her going through that moment because she seems like such a genuine person that didn't need to have that type of, she's latched onto that emotional response now whenever anything like that happens to her in her life. Like that is now a trauma in her life that she deals with regularly, and no person deserves that. I feel like no person at all deserves that. That's why I felt the same way when Pandora was talking about the same thing happening to her, and her saying that her first experience with a man was not by her own choice. That pisses me off so much because nothing about that is right. Nothing about that is right. And at the end of the day, when let me be old fashioned, when it comes to having sex with someone or whatever, that is a mutual connection between those two people that is agreed upon. And when that's not set up that way, if one person is feeling one way, another person is feeling another way, that shit needs to be checked right then and right there. Because that's not something that's like you just got a bad haircut and a week or two later it's going to go away and you'll forget about it. Those kind of things impact people on a soul level. When it comes to sharing emotion and just sharing love and stuff like that with somebody, especially somebody that's young and doesn't know any of those things, that's already implanting so many defeatist thoughts in their mind that now makes them think that everything that happened was their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Or that this was something that they deserved, or this was something that they were that was supposed to happen to them. Like that's not right at all. And there is no if and or but reason about why it should happen. Period. That's just the way I see about it. I will never ever excuse anyone who is in any way taking advantage of anyone sexually. And I will say this now as well too. If you are in the Chicago area, and if any of my nieces or any of my people that I associate with in the Chicago area tell me that something like that has happened to them and I find out who it is, it will not be a good fucking day for you. Period.
You about to say something, Logan?
Yeah. Still trying not to cry here, but as someone who has experienced every single emotion and feeling that you just listed, Eve, I know how bad it is. I'm still processing it to this day, but it took me 4 full years to get over the majority of those feelings. And I still feel them 9 times out of 10 if I'm doing anything sexual. And it's not fun. I can tell you firsthand, it's not. I've done a lot of work to push myself beyond that. And we're better. We're not fully healed. I'll be 100% transparent, but we're better. And
nobody is, and that's the thing. Nobody's perfect.
Going to be.
Nobody, right?
I don't really care how you slice it or look at it. When something is taken away from you involuntarily, it doesn't matter how long it's always going to linger because sex is a soul tie. It is a soul connection. And I don't care if you do it for work, for pleasure, for whatever. It is a soul connection when you give your body to someone else. And some people have gotten to the point where they could do it as work. And I'm not judging you. Do that. Do you boo-boo. Enjoy your life. But you also have to know whenever you do it, there is a connection that happens to it. Now, when you consent, that connection is easily, you can go through life and you can deal with all the connections that happen because you consented with that person. You know, both of y'all are at that, like you say, when y'all both agree, then it's so much, it's like, okay, we agreed to do it, so we doing it and it's fine. But when something is taken from you, when that sexually is taken from your sex is connected to your soul. And when somebody takes a piece of your soul, that doesn't heal. And unfortunately, we have to go through life and try to live life still and hope that we can get through things and hopefully we can overcome. But to say we're completely healed, that's never gonna happen. You just learn how to deal with it. And so for Metamorkid to have to, every time something sexual happens, that's where she goes. That's so heartbreaking. That's so because sex is not something that should be feared. Sex wasn't created for us to be feared. It's not something that we should be ashamed of. It's not something that we should always have to think about trauma when it's associated. Sex was meant for pleasure and reproduction and to continue life. And when you take that away from somebody and now they feel like they don't even want to deal with that, that's so unfair because they're missing out on something that wasn't meant for evil, but you turned it into evil. So my heart is like breaking for Meta and for Pandora and for anybody who has to go through that trauma, but know you're not alone and know that there is ways you can get some help to get through those dark times. Take advantage of the help you can get. You don't ever need to feel like you don't have anybody to talk to because there are so many people who went through that, unfortunately. And that's the unfortunate part. We're saying get help from people who've gone through that because there's so many people who have dealt with and dealing with and is still dealing with this trauma and this nonsense, but you are not alone. I suggest I'm put this out there as a PSA for anybody watching. If you've gone through any kind of sexual trauma or abuse or any abuse, period, go online, find the proper places that are out there to help you. I wish maybe we could put the number in the descriptions of some places. So it will put the numbers of some places that can help get you through this trauma, some links, some internet links, or whatever we can do.
Or even connect you with other people that are going through the same things that you're going through.
DM us, I would DM me personally at Lady J78 on Twitter if you have it. DM me, and if I don't have the answers, I will find the answers. But if you just need somebody to talk to, I am here for that. And I'm sure anybody else will be there if anybody want to do that because it's a lot. It's a lot. I would say yes to that. It's a lot. So just if you have anybody or you have gone through and you want to talk and you need the proper people to connect with, please look at our description in our bio and we'll have some links out and just reach out if you need to.
But now it's time for our favorite part of the program. It's time to go to the runway.
I love that part. I don't know why.
I'm very happy we have that now.
That brings me so much joy. Can we hear one more? Look, can we hear one more time?
Of course. Yes, of course, Lana. You deserve it today.
I love that.
That just takes all the trauma away.
It does. It just pushes it away under the trauma.
Better help who?
Not better help.
No. Therapy still needed.
Yes, very much so.
Yes. Let's go to the runway.
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 Category is
With hopefully better
fetish.
segues than the actual runway that happened.
It was choppy
on
this week.
episode.
Oof.
It was like it was like a scratchy CD.
Well,
Yeah. It was like, oh, we're gonna finish a song with like the fifth girl is going down the runway, and then we're just gonna restart it out of absolute nowhere.
yeah.
I really hate that song now. Just after this runway.
She's so wise. I'm not trying to get copyright claimed by RuPaul. So, category is fetish, but I should have put fetish construction.
Construction
Um,
challenge.
Yes. And first up, Pandora Nox.
I'll tell you what. Pandora Nox. I love her. I'm an absolute fan. I'm an absolute fan of her. I think she is very she thinks about her ideas. She thinks about what the theme is. She thinks about the runway. And she's done some, like, this is insane. Her makeup is like, okay. I just love her. So that's what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I love her, and I really love this as a look and a presentation on the runway. So one thing you're going to hear me talk about a lot while we go through this is kind of a Venn diagram of good fetish looks and well-designed looks. And sometimes the people are in the middle. They hit both marks. Sometimes they're more good designs. Sometimes they're better for fetish looks.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like this is a little bit more on this side where it's more the fetish is the emphasis. And I think as a look, there's not a lot to it. A lot of what really stands out is her bodysuit and the thing in her mouth, which I love that part. But as far as the raincoat goes, or as some people may say,
Reagan jacket.
Yeah, it looks good. It's just nothing that wows me. But I do like this overall as a look.
I liked it. I thought it was good, and I thought that her presentation of it is honestly what sold it a lot for me. The way she was walking and moving was giving her this like sex doll, but like AI sex doll, like some sex robot kind of situation. I thought that was kind of hot. I love the gold accessories with everything because it really popped, like the mouth like the mouth ball gag with the like spiked gold like part. I was like, it just looked so sickening to me. I was like, okay, you're gonna take us to some levels, girl. And then she's got the little gold garter on. And then I'll agree the makeup job once again is sickening. It's not her signature eye, but I still love how she was still able to emphasize everything by just going super, super, super deep with the eye, and then just giving you this like I'm gonna say this jokingly, but to be sweet, this real nasty light blue Coco Montrese eye contact situation, you know?
Yeah.
Because it just makes everything pop so much, and it makes the whole thing look a little bit more macabre, you know what I mean? A little bit more like creepy and sinister. Because it gives me like pin-up AI doll, but it also makes me think of like 13 Ghosts, like the princess from the Princess Bride from 13 Ghosts. It kind of makes me think of that too. So it almost makes me think of like a slashery House of Wax kind of look about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that kind of intersection of like sex and fetish, but still a bit of like a creep edge to it, which I think is like Pandora's brand. So I liked it.
I didn't love this. I wouldn't have put her anywhere near the bottom three. However, this isn't my favorite. I think if I'm looking objectively at this as a garment, there's not a whole lot of construction that was there. And I think a lot of she performed the hell out of this look.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give her those props in that regard. But as far as the look itself, it's a cut piece of plastic for the jacket, a cut piece of plastic for the arm, and a piece of plastic around her waist.
Did you say a cut piece
Reagan
of
jacket.
No, I didn't say Reagan jacket because I would not call this a Reagan jacket. I would call this several pieces of plastic attached to her body.
But what I would say is I would give her props for the manipulation of making the panty with it.
Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah.
Making a panty out of plastic. And then she did make what looks like arm and leg cuffs
Mhm.
out of the...
And that's what I was going to say is like the accessorization of the entire look, I really enjoy. I like the mouth gag. I love, like you were saying, Eve, I love that we're getting a different makeup from her. I was wondering whether we would see anything different in her makeup. And I love that episode 2, we're already seeing that she can be versatile with the way that she presents her face. And I'm a big fan of that. The construction of the garment itself, for me, left a little bit to be desired. But she performed the hell out of it. So, again, nowhere close to the bottom 3 for me.
Right.
But this should not have been in the top. Yeah, at all.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was the safes when she was the first name called.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, she's definitely on this side. More fetish than well designed.
Yeah. Go.
I still love it, and I'm still going to give it a 88.
Yeah, I'm still very intrigued by it as a look as a whole, largely due to those
Realistic boobies.
I give
As
this
they
an 80.
jiggle down the rock way.
Yes.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle. I was like, you better walk, girl, and rock them boobies.
And I'm pretty sure it's a full silicone suit she's wearing.
Yeah,
as
she
well.
got a full suit.
I think so.
A full suit.
It's
And
not completely.
well, no, the breastplate thing. I saw the little thing around the.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's one of those that's like a vest kind
Yes.
of situation. Because
Right.
when they were telling, I was wondering how
yeah.
it was on her too, until they told her to turn around. And then when they told her to turn around, I noticed the 2
Got it.
cuts on the side. I was like, okay, it's one of the vest ones that go all the way over your chest.
But she is
Got
wearing
it, yeah.
like the tight
body.
bodysuit at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like because it's not her actual,
She ain't that thick, child.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm not sure if you all heard me. I said it's an
No.
80. for
Reagan
the-
jacket.
Yeah, we heard you. 80.
Okay.
80 Reagan jacket. I think this is cute. I think this is safe as well. I wouldn't fully say that she should have been in the top. Only because of the fact that I would have replaced her with somebody else in the top.
Me too.
That's the only thing. But she would have been a high safe for me. So I will give Miss Pandy Bear an 83.
My Pandy Bear.
I feel like the only applicable score to give this is a 69.
Nice.
Nice.
So for me, I'm going to give it a 69.
I just want to.
Nice.
She just the way they were walking. I was like, I need boobs like that to walk. I want my boobs to jiggle like that
Me
when I walk.
too.
Jiggle. But
Next up, the Only Naomy.
I'm conflicted.
me too.
Okay.
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm not
then.
either.
But then y'all go ahead. Then let me marinate on this.
So when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, it's okay. And then I saw it in Untucked, and I'm like, "No, it's not really working for me." This was actually my least favorite of the night, and I think this is the second week in a row that she kind of got lucky that she was not in the bottom 3 or bottom 2, because she would have been in my bottom 2 both weeks, to be honest. It just didn't quite work for me. Like, she delivered it really well. I want to give her that. And I think that's why I gave it a higher score at first before I saw it in Untucked, just because her delivery on the runway was really good with this. Even the passing out. But just for a look itself, there's really not a lot going here. It's nothing that appeals to me at all visually. So
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Go ahead, love. What were you saying? Because
Well, I was going to say, for the two that are conflicted, I'm glad you'll get to hear both sides because I actually do like this. Beyond the fact that it's Naomi, I think I feel a little similarly to Naomi's look that I do about Pandora's. She performed the hell out of this. Is it her body with a very simple bodysuit covered in saran wrap with a face covering? Yes. I think honestly, there's a little bit more creativity in what she thought to do for this than Pandora's for me. And I think that's what pushes it over for me is I don't know if anybody else really thought about this concept for it. And so conceptually, I think it's a really good idea. I don't know how much more over the top you could have gone with this concept other than just making a full saran wrap gown, which we have seen on Drag Race before. So I don't know. I thought for what she did and for what she accomplished, I enjoyed it.
That's fair. And I will say for my Venn diagram, she's pretty far over on the fetish side, not very far on the construction side for me.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is it's I get the fetish aspect. I got it a lot more when she actually walked out on the runway. She saw it looks like what she had was like tubes, quote unquote, that were supposed to be like connected from the top part of the garment to like where the mask was to add to the whole self asphyxiation kind of thing. Like she can't breathe, like that's supposed to be air hole kind of things or whatever. I feel like me personally, I really ooh, this is gonna sound bad. If somebody would have told me she made this 30 minutes before she walked down the runway, I would believe them. I feel like that's what it to me. Your body and everything on it looks great. I do as well agree, and I think that the concept is great. Does it look like that you stood in one spot and held a piece of saran wrap here and spun in a circle? Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then cut out panels.
Right. Like you just cut out armholes. And you just wrapped them. Like, because it was one of those, it was like, because I guess what it is, and I guess the reason why I have an issue with it, and I'm not craziest about it, and why it's really going for me, is because in the workroom, I feel like that she was talking about something that would have looked so much better style-wise. And I think that she just did not know execution-wise how it was going to pay off. So she went with something that ended up being a little bit more safe, which was this. But I like the idea that she had with Yvonne, where they were talking about melting parts of it, so that it just looks like it's this whole melted whack, like plastic thing all on her. I feel like that would have added more structure and more or personality to the outfit. And this just really looks like you put on a corset, you made sure your breasts and your naughty parts were covered, and then you just wrapped yourself in saran wrap and then walked out. It's not. It looks like a very, 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 very easy design challenge. You know what I mean? And it's like, not the crazy about it.
I think on this sort of idea, you could have, if she had just covered her entire body in black and acted as if she was in one of those like suction suits that people own and wear, and it is a fetish thing. I think that would have conveyed the idea a little bit stronger to me than what she did. So
yeah,
Lana.
I mean, I think I'm leaning more to the side of it's a great concept. It just wasn't seen all the way through. Like it just wasn't like the mask was a good idea, and the mask turned out great. But like for the rest of the outfit, it's like I need more. Like you said, she spun around and then she decided, okay, since my body is sick, because Naomi's body is sickening, she could make it short. She could cut out the sides of that to make it like attached to the body. It just was an easy way to be like, okay, how could I make this idea? I just felt like she should take it more. She should have done more and taken it a little bit further than what she did, because she had a lot to work with, but she just didn't. She didn't take advantage of what she had to work with.
What I'll say is this. This is what this makes me think of. This makes me think of. So there are design challenges. Yes, we know this. We have challenges where you take unconventional materials and you put them all together to make an outfit. There are also these things, as for our German people out there who may be listening and or watching this episode. We have these types of parties. Well, a lot of like college people stuff will have these types of parties in the United States called ABC parties. Yep. And ABC stands for anything but clothes. And so basically the theme of the party is you take whatever you can find around the house and you make an outfit out of it. Basically like it's like a mini design challenge anywhere at this party.
I've done it.
This is what this makes me think of. This makes me think of more of something that somebody would wear to an ABC party than for an actual design challenge. This is homegirl was like, oh, we got to go to the party, and I didn't figure out what I'm going to wear. Oh, I'm going to be the Tin Man. I'm just going to wrap myself in aluminum foil and then make a little hat. Boom. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to put a garbage bag on like a poncho and cut the head and the arms out. Boom. I got an outfit. I'm going to put a belt on it. Like, it was very that's how it came off. And so I was like, no, I really needed it to look more like you did something with the saran wrap. You know what I mean? As opposed to you're just
right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Scores.
I would give this a 65.
Okay. I gave it a 43.
Oh, I thought that was going to be much worse.
Naomi, but I'm going to have to give this I'll give it a 45. I did like the idea. It just did not get executed the way that I think that you may have wanted for it to.
And I'm going to match Lana's 65.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Victoria Shakespears.
Oh.
Well, you know what? There is good news, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We have the return of one of our old friends.
Oh, no. Oh,
no.
Yeah.
I could understand why.
I haven't had him here in a while, but I had to break him out for my girl. No, baby. No. And they tore you, girl. They put 3 fishing hooks in your booty hole and ripped you all the way across what river is over in Germany? The Black Sea, bitch. All
not.
Is that right?
What river is over there in Germany?
And you said the Black
Sea.
I think that's over there.
You asked for a river.
I'm pretty.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Victoria, baby, no. Absolutely not. I can't, baby. I'm sorry. I can't stand up for you for this.
But we love you.
This as well gave me Halloween party. Like, some of the girls were giving that. Some of the girls were giving college girl going to a Halloween party. And I was a little confused. I feel like if she didn't have the whip, I wouldn't get fetish.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you there. So this is an interesting one. So on my Venn diagram of well-constructed over here and fetish over here, Victoria's kind of here. It's not well-constructed and it's not giving me fetish. So she's not even on the Venn diagram. She's outside of both circles. It doesn't look great. For me, though, it still looks a little bit better than what the Only Naomi wore. But yeah, this was disappointing. I didn't think she deserved to be in the bottom 2 last week, but this week she definitely did.
Yeah. Like I was saying, when they were picking all the girls and everybody was saying who was safe and who was in the top and the bottom, and they said the tops and the bottoms were the people that were whose names they called. I was like, oh, Victoria's in the bottom, girl. I was like, yeah. I was hoping you would possibly be able to skirt through and be safe, but no, darling, they're not going to let this one go.
Yeah. This was bad. There's nothing else to be said besides this was bad.
But we love you, Victoria.
We do.
We love you.
You're adorable.
The garment's just not good. It's not good. Scores.
I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it. No. I have no score for this.
Okay, well, I guess I don't hate it that much. I gave it a 46.
No.
I'm gonna plead.
I am too.
Yeah.
But we love you, Victoria.
We love you so much.
We will give you all of your flowers here in about probably 30 minutes. Don't worry.
Mwah, but not this.
Oh,
I
Lord.
know.
And then
God,
next
Jesus,
up
no.
is Barbie.
And I cap him out.
Oh no.
Can you? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to do them for me, Eve.
Oh.
Barbie,
Oh.
my dear, sweetheart, honey baby child,
Diva Angel.
sugar tits, love of lips. What is this? What is this? What kind of Technicolor? What's her name? Scarlet Witch from the 80s meets Barbarella meets Renaissance concert is this shit? Girl, no. No. I don't get fetish from the outfit. I thought maybe it was kind of giving fetish like, okay, this is how much I almost broke my back trying to reach for you, girl. So it said fetish, right? And then I saw a video game character. I said, okay, maybe it's like how people fetishize video game characters and like how women are done in video games with like, you know what I mean? More revealing like bra and, you know, all this other kind of stuff, like how all the like Chun-Li and all those other video game girls are like half naked and stuff. You weren't even really half naked. It was this like weird She-Ra costume that looks like it came out of a bag. And then you had these like plastic decals on you that were all floppy and bent and hanging off. Baby, we love you so much, but baby, this was like a complete 360 from last week. Woo, this was a 360 from last week. Dang, I hated that too. I hated that so much.
David?
Sorry. So for me, this might be unpopular. I'm sure it will be actually, because I did not hate this. And for me in the Venn diagram, she's actually pretty close to the middle for me, because I do get fetish from it. I get like role playing, which is a fetish. It's straight up fetish. And this is a character I could see being role played and some guys being into it. Not me in particular. And I also do not think it's constructed terribly. With that said, just as a look, it wasn't one of my favorites. I do think she rightfully belonged in the bottom three. Based on the bottom three that we got, I could see why she was in the bottom two. But overall, I did not hate it. I thought it was okay.
I didn't love it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was constructed well, but I don't think it looked good together. Like, I don't like the fabrics that she chose to go together, but I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. That's it.
I don't love it. I don't. I love Barbie. I think Barbie is wonderful. I think Barbie is fantastic. I think Barbie is great. This looks like she purchased this costume for $12.99, boots and headpiece included.
From Spirit.
That's kind of a compliment, though, if it looks like a purchased look, right?
No.
It's kind of. It doesn't look like necessarily.
I said it was
made.
purchased for $12.99.
Context, Dave.
That is not a compliment, my dear.
Context.
But I want to focus on the positives. I love Barbie. That is my positive.
We love Barbie.
Barbie.
Will say I did think it was very smart and cute and quirky for her to make the penis sword.
I loved the penis sword.
I love the penis sword. It almost makes me wish that the armor work kind of part that she had up here, I wish would have, I feel like it almost needed to be reinforced with something a little bit stronger, because it seemed like with it like bending and stuff in certain parts, it seemed like that's easily just because of the fact that it was maybe very thin material that she did it with. And maybe if she had put maybe some cardboard inside of it, you know what I mean? And then put the fabric on the outside of it or even behind it to kind of give it some more stiffness and some more rigidity. Because I feel like if she would have done that and built more armor with that, that could have really came off really hot if she was just like all armored up and then just had like a bra and panty on underneath. I would have been like, okay, I'm totally getting fetish from that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it was one of those where I feel like it started out okay, but it just didn't get there.
Scores.
I will give it a 50.
Well, she's gonna like me. I gave it a 67.
She ain't gonna like me. I gotta plead again.
Me too.
Yeah.
Not even the penis sword could save. I thought about
There
it.
is a D on the end of that, right?
Plead.
What?
Oh, I was like, you're not saying penis sore.
No, sword.
I'm saying penis
Okay,
sword.
just making sure.
I love the penis.
Now.
The D is important.
Sword.
Mm-hmm.
I have never dealt with the other thing, David. How dare you assume such things? Oh, thank God. Next is Loreley Rivers. Oh, where's my banner? Because, baby, she did what needed to be done. This is one of my favorite design challenge looks I've ever seen.
It's very, very well done.
She did that. And I don't know what I was expecting out of Miss Rivers, but it sure as hell was not this.
None of us was, girl. And they had
You shut all of us right up, Miss Loreley.
They had her so low key, like most of the whole episode, and I was like, did they even have a meet up with her and somebody else in Barbie?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so we didn't even in any way know what she was even doing. It's not like
I think she had one confessional. I think she had one confessional.
Yeah, so we're just like, okay, cool. You know, Lorelai's there, no big deal. Like, we didn't know if it was gonna be good, bad, indifferent, whatever. When I came out and I saw this, I was like, it gave me the one feeling that a lot of drag entertainers can relate to when we see someone wearing something that we wish we owned. And I was like, I want this. I love the structure of the shoulder capelet going into the gloves. I love the jutting out of the skirt, which is like, and it's funny because even the part up here up top looks like it could be a little bit simple, but just the way everything goes together, it looks really clean. And like the neon
the way that corseting is done, the way that all of that is done, brings it above that kind of basic. Because I absolutely agree with you. It's like take away that it's a black
tank top,
spaghetti strap tank top, basically. Yeah. The way she did it, it's so good.
It's one of those where it doesn't. It's one of those where when I say, when it comes to these design challenges, it's not always just about sewing. It's about knowing how to wear what you're wearing. And I feel like that's what helped Loreley out so much, is because she put together some really great garments, but this is all styled so cleanly. So cleanly. To her makeup. The eye makeup was, I loved it. It was so like 1920s, 1930s, where they would do like black and like the peacock green colors and stuff together. Like, yeah, I loved it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, this was the one of a couple of people that like really nailed meeting right in the center of that Venn diagram. Like I get fetish from this, and it's really well constructed. And that's what I needed. Like as they were naming the people in the group, this is what made me realize this was the tops and bottoms. Once they named her, I was like, oh yeah, 100% this is tops and bottoms. So yeah, I thought this was really beautiful. Like this is not something that even looks like something that we see often on the show. So she managed to even make a really unique garment, and I'm very impressed with her because I honestly didn't have very high expectations. Like I thought this was shockingly good.
Now I will say this to the testament of what we just got through talking about, David, where we said that Homegirl's outfit looked like it was purchased for $12.99. This outfit, this outfit looks like she got it custom designed.
$13.99.
And she paid a good $250 for it.
Oh, I was gonna say
Not including the shipping.
$1,299.
Yeah, I was like, not including the shipping. And she got it from overseas. When nobody in her country even making it, baby. She got that from a whole other country. She had to get that flown over. Like, there's a girl who only specifically does these type of silhouettes and stuff, and she bought it straight from her. And I'm like, it looked good. It looked really good. Very New York Fashion Week. New York Fashion Week is happening right now in the US. So like it's very Fashion Week.
Oh,
I thought this was so good. I was like, this is not just giving me fetish, but it's giving me fashion. It's giving me couture. It's giving me
mother of the brothel.
Yes. But mother of a very rich,
the mistress
brothel.
She's over the girls.
She's over the girls, and look, she owns the brothel. She runs that whole entire operation. It's just, and everybody respects her. Everybody knows you don't mess with her. The men in town know better. They don't start no trouble. They don't start no beef because they know,
or they will disappear.
They will disappear.
And half of it is either because they'll disappear, or half of them come into her brothel cheating on their wives and shit, so they know not to mess with her. She's very much that girl.
Because she know everybody business. She know how she can ruin your whole entire life.
Yeah.
So you don't mess with her. But this looks so good. It's like it just. I agree, David. It's the perfect combination of fetish and fashion, and it's well designed and it's well constructed, and it's so good. You could see this walking any fashion week. You could see this at any BDSM like club. You could just see it everywhere. If she walked down the street in that, folks would be like, oh, they wouldn't even think, oh, that's for a fetish. That could think, oh, she's just a fashionista wearing something, right off the runway. It's just that good. It was very good, so surprising. And she just looked beautiful. Her makeup, the hair, everything about this was right. There was no wrong move with this. Not one wrong move with this.
I'll say scores, but I'm going to start with David. Because I know he's not going to give the same score as the rest of us.
Yeah. I'm giving this a very good score for me. This is an 86.
Eve, let's go with you.
My cup's full.
Duh.
I mean, absolutely mother.
I was about to say, I'm going to pull it out. Yeah.
She muggered this.
Muggered.
Muggered this. I was just like, I've never, and I agree with you, David. I didn't expect this from Loreley, but she surprised the heck out of me today. And I say, kudos, girl. Shut us all up. Shut us all up. Because we are.
Really did.
Look, zip. Everybody's on mute in this challenge. We are muted about Loreley Rivers.
There we go.
We won.
Reagan jacket.
Period.
Yeah, we won.
We won.
Oh, talk about Kelly Heelton.
God dog it. I didn't want to do it.
Who's after this? Oh, okay.
All the praise that we just gave Loreley. We got
one lost member of In Vogue who's apparently getting roped by Kermit the Frog.
Oh, you are Mother Kelly, but this look wasn't it.
Eve.
No.
Eve, can you break out your chopsticks one more time for me, please?
It's hard.
I'm
to do.
sorry. That's
It's
about
hard.
as much as you need to do. It's okay. I don't need a whole lot of it, but
The respect is there, Mother. But ooh.
I adore you, Kelly. I said you were my favorite last week. For me, you won last week. For me, you are nowhere close to winning this week. And she knew it too. She knew it. And like all three of the bottom girls knew it. And like that, I'm happy that they all knew it.
I feel like that Tessa almost pretty much hinted that something like this was going to end up happening. Because she was like, who didn't sleep last night because they changed their whole thing last night? And half the girls was like me, especially Kelly. And I was like, wait, no, you changed what you did? Because she was originally doing, what was it?
A chicken?
Some fetish Easter thing or whatever. Because she was doing that hood. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how well that would have landed with her trying to mix Easter in with fetish. But I still kind of would have been interested to figure out. Yeah, I would have been interested to figure out, like to see where it was going. But she was saying it was basically like just a presentation issue with how the fabrics and stuff were looking. They just weren't looking attractive on her, and they didn't look right. So she trying to put them together at the last minute.
It looks like it.
Yes, it's like it makes me think when Candy Muse came out with that alien wrapped around her. It's like, child, who is these Muppets attached to? Get Jim Henson. Somebody get Jim Henson on the phone. Because the Muppets have escaped from Muppet Land and they are attacking the drag queens. Please, Miss Piggy, someone help us. Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, Animal.
Kermit's too busy grabbing on Kelly right now.
Janice.
No, I said Kelly is getting attacked by Kermit. He can't help.
Chef.
Somebody. It's bad.
Grimace. Is that one of the damn
Muppets?
No,
that's the McDonald's guy.
One of y'all, shit. Chuck E. Cheese. Some of y'all, please. The Muppets and puppets are attacking the drag queens.
Not puppets.
Puppets and Muppets, child.
Everybody loves puppets. Except Lana.
Well, I mean, I guess Kelly really loves them. That's her fetish. She said, I love getting touched by puppets.
David.
Okay, so I am putting something on my screen over all of your faces and just looking at this because I get flustered when I see judgy looks. I actually like this. And I was not sure if she was in the top or bottom. When she was walking down the runway, I'm like, okay, I think this is well constructed. And I get the hands, like people, like I've been to fetish balls at our local bar and people get handsy. So I was getting that kind of imagery from these hands, and sure, they're green, but she only had her materials to work with. So I don't mind that they're green, but I thought this was well designed and I got the fetish from it. It was only during the judgment part that I could see like a little fold here that looked like it wasn't supposed to be there. But other than that, I really didn't have any issues with this. I liked it. I thought it could have easily been in the top. It was not in my top 3, but there was a world where I thought this could have been in the top. I thought it was 4 tops, honestly.
Muppet World.
Okay, now I can see you all again.
Hi, David.
I didn't know I was like, did she actually make that skirt?
What?
Did she actually make the skirt and the shirt?
It looks like it.
Okay.
It looks repurposed from something.
Like, yeah, I feel like she had that skirt and she cut it.
She cut a slit in it and turned it, and that's kind of what it looks like.
Right, it don't look like she made the skirt or the top. It looked like she had an outfit that she kind of cut and repurposed and did it, and then added the hands to it. But Kelly, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess I was giving her all the benefits of the doubt. I thought she like completely made this.
I don't know.
But
I could be completely
I
wrong.
put her in close to the middle as well as far as construction and fetish because I got both.
I mean, I could be completely wrong, Kelly. If you're watching, you can let us know either way. I don't know because I wasn't there. You tell
Miss
me.
Kelly, baby.
Bang.
All right. Are we at scores now?
Oh,
Or have
I
you
was gonna.
spoke? Oh, go
Okay,
ahead.
Logan.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I
no,
didn't
no, I
know.
already did.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay.
I said everything I needed. I started.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
I'm gonna get mine out of the way because I love Kelly, so I'm just gonna get mine out of the way.
Okay.
What was it? I missed it.
Scores?
It'll be reflected in my score.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were talking about. That
Oh,
you
no,
already
no,
gave
no.
your score. Sorry.
Okay, scores. Okay. Well, I'm going to give this a 55.
She's getting a lovely 80 from me.
Beyonce, can you handle this?
Hmm?
Michelle, can you handle this? Kelly, can you handle this?
I don't think she can handle this.
I don't think you'll be able to handle this. I have to plead again.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I love you so much, Kelly. I really, really, really do. And that was the reason why when I knew you were in the bottom 3 was not a damn thing gonna happen to you. I was like, oh, she is totally fine. You are totally fine. This is in no way a definitive testament to your drag to me.
Mm-mm.
You're still one of my top 3 girls, period.
Same.
And with the next week being a musical, I'm ready to see you eat. I'm ready. I'm ready to see you eating jokers up. So we're gonna let this one go ahead and we're gonna pass it off as a little week 2 jitters.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep on pushing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move along.
Moving.
Perfect.
Moving.
Next is Nikita Vegaz.
Can I say this?
Please.
I feel that I have a bit of an issue with the breastplate in this situation, and I didn't have an issue with the breastplate in Pandora's situation, and I'll say why. I feel like that with Pandora doing it, the whole thing was she was supposed to be completely naked. I feel like this is like Nikita didn't know how to make a good top. So she just put pasties over nipples on a broom plate.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
This doesn't necessarily need to have her tits out. She's just have them out. Also, for some reason, I don't know if it's this video or not, or if it's just because of her shape as opposed to the breastplate, but they look really small on her.
They do look a little small on her.
The boobs are kind of tiny. They look like little. Honestly, if you put your thumb over her head in the picture, it looks like a little like man or like a little person, like eyes and like a little mouth.
Oh no, I see it.
Like some character out of SpongeBob. I don't know.
This is if
Some
Gary the
Cartoon Network
snail
character.
became a fetish artist.
Some Cartoon Network character. I wasn't crazy about it.
I'm gonna be real honest. I like it. I like it. I agree with everything you said with the tits. I don't necessarily think like her tits didn't need to be out. But I do love this. I actually think the construction of the vest is really cool. I don't know what she made it out of, but I was kind of impressed with it. It's basic. Let me make that clear. It's basic. But again, she performed the hell out of it. Like, I think of the ones that I was like, she's performed the hell out of it, of the 3 that I've said that to so far, this is my favorite of those 3. Because this feels a little bit more constructed for me as opposed to wrapping saran wrap around your body. No shade, Naomi. I love you. But yeah, I like it.
She wrapped lettuce around her body.
This is if Hedda Lettuce's career went really downhill.
She's like, after a long night of hooking, Trey didn't like the salad. And so
Trey didn't like the salad.
yeah, because it's lettuce.
Just got it. It's registered to me, and I was just like, I hate you.
Yeah, for me, this is actually pretty close to the middle as well on my Venn diagram. Like, it's definitely more on the fetish side than the well-constructed side,
Sure.
because it's clearly fetish. Very, very good at getting that, and it's a little bit different than a lot of the other girls what they presented as fetish. So I appreciated that. I was actually, to be honest, I was actually a little annoyed because when she came around the corner, I'm like, oh, that's Nikita. Because I kind of have issues with Nikita
Don't
right
be
now.
shady.
I'm sorry.
I know
She's
you
shady.
have your
She
issues,
is shady.
but
She's shady.
I get it.
but I will give her props. Like, so far, this is my second favorite of who we have talked about so far. Words are hard.
I know. It's been a long day for all of us.
It has.
There's still 4 looks to look at.
And they're like some of the best ones.
I know.
Mhm.
Lana.
Lana, can you hear me? Lana, can you see me?
No!
Uh-oh.
Lana, can you feel
The lights haven't gone out.
me?
That's good.
I don't feel like reaching for the remote.
What would you say?
Oh no.
David said the lights didn't go out. I said because I don't feel like reaching for the remote. I don't. And see, I know what this is. This really doesn't have a lot to do with the look, and I have to check myself because really this has to do with the person in the look, and I don't like this person because I feel like she's so annoying, and so when she walked around the corner, I was like, oh God. But then I'm like, I had to stop and look at the look, and I'm like, I mean, it's whatever. I still don't like it. I think the best thing about this whole look to me are the boots because I think they're cute. But I don't really like the look. I get the look. I just don't like it. I don't feel like it's necessary for the boobs to be out because it's just like, why? Like, it doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense to me. You're a nurse.
And a salad.
And a salad, maybe.
With titties.
Why the boobs
Gotta
out?
inject
Those are both fetishy.
I mean,
I love a titty salad.
Is it fetish or is it lettish?
It's
It's
it's food. It's food.
It's rough fetish.
Rough fetish.
It's rough fetish.
I don't know. Yeah.
David, you can't do that to me.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's lettish.
it's okay. We can move on. Scores. I'll give
Sprechen
it
Sie lettuce.
Sprechen Sie lettuce. I'll give it
Sprechen Sie lettuce.
Reagan Yacket.
45.
Reagan
45.
Yacket.
No, I give it a 55. It's okay.
Okay. Well, despite how I feel about Nikita, I'm going to give this an 81.
Never.
I'm giving each one of her titties a 3. So I'm giving her a 33.
Come on, Logan, you can do it.
And Logan's dead. Thank you so much for coming to the cup.
Right. Should we just wrap it up real quick?
A lettuce wrap?
Like Logan's
Not a lettuce
currently
wrap.
hyperventilating.
Stop!
Well, at least it's not me this time. I'm so glad it's not me this time.
Wait, did you give a score?
Lele Cocoon. I did.
Your
We
lettuce
heard
is
nothing.
full.
Lele.
Fuck you.
Lele Cocoon. Cocoon. Cocoon.
Lele Cocoon.
I did not like this. I liked it. I liked I liked where she was going with it. I even got the fetish aspect of it, with it kind of being like almost that latexy material, you know what I mean, out of most of the entire outfit. It did seem like the entire outfit was very simple, though. I feel like that without the skirt, it would just be sleeves, a panty, and some leg covers, and then the little headpiece that she made. So I feel like maybe that's it. Maybe I feel like that I like the little skirt, but I wish that she would have done something with like that material and made some kind of a top or something to go with it too. I've just kind of been noticing some of the girls being kind of, I guess maybe it's because the theme was fetish and they were like, okay, cool, you know, kind of tits out with pasties is very fetish. So a good amount of them tried to get away with not making tops for their outfits and just being like, I'm just going to put some things on my nipples. And I'm just like, it's not working all the time. I just wish it had some more pieces. It's not bad, but I wish it had some more pieces.
It was safe. It was fine. It was good. I dealt. It was okay. There you go.
Okay, I guess I'm the positive one today because I like this. I think this is a really cute look from her. Like, this is giving me straight up Club Kid, which is her signature. Like, this is like, if you go on our Instagram, this is what you'll see. You'll see stuff like this, and it very much appeals to what I like to see in drag. But on my Venn diagram, I think this is very well constructed, but I actually do not get fetish from it. So she's way over here for me. She's way over here. Yeah, I really like this as a look, and that's going to reflect in my score because, you know, I don't always give scores based on how well it fits the category.
We know.
Yeah, I do think this was very safe, but a very good safe look.
I'm gonna agree with David. Honestly, almost entirely. I really like this. I think it's it's very different. It's something we've never seen before. It's something maybe you wouldn't do it, but they sure are. I was hoping Lana would pop in with another Tenera double chocolate, but it's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I like the look. I like the way the whole like skirt, I guess you could call it, is constructed. Baby, what fetish are you representing? Is it like the balloon people?
Well, see, what I was thinking it was a combination of latex and like that baby fetish.
Oh,
like adults that wear like diapers
ABDL.
and they dress up like little babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought this was. And that's why, because I thought the bottom part was almost like a diaper, but then it still gave me like chaps because it had like the spacing in between. So I was like, okay, I'm getting where you're going for fetish, but it's not fully throughout the entire thing to the point where it reads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
that's what I got out of it.
ABDL, adult baby diaper lovers. I don't know. I'm trying to figure. Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, that was easy.
Good job, David.
I was just thinking. I'm like,
Yay, David.
Acronyms.
Maybe that is your fetish, David. Maybe you're the.
maybe I'm playing dumb. Wait, what's that?
No.
There are definitely a few
The-
thing
the-
that popped
the
up on this
camera-
runway that I said, "Oh, I know that."
The camera accidentally falls down at this part, and we see like mountains of Huggies diapers against Davis.
No.
And this is no disrespect to those people. We are not here to kink shame. We are here
Not at all.
to support everybody, unless you're a
Right.
horrible person and then go away.
Yeah.
Scores.
$45.
Okay.
This is gonna be my third 80.
I would say 65 because it wasn't bad. But I do feel like it was just on the edge of the concept. Like I just got it, and I kind of wanted to get hit over the head with it, kind of a situation.
I like the head part, I like the skirt part, and I like the shoe part. So she's gonna get a 75.
That's not bad.
What?
Yvonne Nightstand.
Not bad.
This is what I wanted to see from things from this challenge. Yvonne had maybe the strongest concept.
Yvonne was like the camp opposite of Pandora.
Yes.
They were both giving sex doll, but they were two different types of sex dolls.
This gave me Jimbo.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a very positive way.
Yeah, I see that.
This gives me Jimbo. Jimbo would wear this for sure.
For me, it was like how Pandora would give like, I say Pandora would give like 2023 sex doll. It's probably got like laid blonde hair with some baby hairs, and it's got makeup on its face and stuff, and it looks all AI and stuff. She's giving you like the 1990s version of what a sex doll looked like, with the big like mouth and like, you know what I mean, and like the jumbo like that one, where it's like, no, that's a big ass blow up doll with like a knob on the side of it. Like, yeah, I lived for it. I was like, I live for this. Like, it was a good camp dial up, which I thought was awesome, because hasn't she given us kind of more fashiony stuff? You know what I mean? And more, I guess I'd say, editorial kind of stuff before. Yeah. So this was fun for her to like play around. She had the black vinyl bodysuit last week with like the floral dress for her entrance, and then her promo was that full plaid jumpsuit. Everything we've seen so far from Yvonne has been very, very different, and all of it I'm very intrigued by, and I'm really enjoying. I'm very happy I drafted her, because I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing out of Yvonne so far.
And we cannot forget her winning look for the Instagram video, because that was more in this style.
We would like to forget that happened, David. Nope, we don't need to be bringing that up, David. It doesn't need to be considered. I won that one.
But yeah, no, go ahead, well, I'm gonna go. And yes, for me, I really like this. I thought this was a great one at meeting well construction and really giving me fetish. So I'll give it like slightly to the edge of fetish over being well constructed. But I think that actually, like, the fact that it really, really gives me fetish might have made it my favorite of the night, which I did not expect.
I like this look. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fetish. It was funny. It was campy. It was all of that. It was what Yvonne does. She's that, you know, as Eve would say, waka kind of, we in on the joke. We get it, and she's giving us that. I love her makeup. I love the head thing. I think she just really hit the nail on with this challenge. Like, it was fetish. I think it was definitely more fetish than fashion, but it was good, and I liked it.
Yeah. Scores.
I would give the same 85 because I liked it.
I give it an 86.
I would give it an 87.
Okay, fine, I'll give it an 88. Yay! I was gonna give it a 90, but
okay, we'll give it a 90 then.
I'll give it a 90.
Give her those 2 extra points.
Absolutely. 88
plus 2.
There we go.
For each of her tits.
Yep.
There we go. Wow. Perfect. Ah! My baby, my darling angel, Tessa Testicle. And now I'm going to start, because David's making a face. It's making me nervous. So I'm going to say all of my positive things about Tessa before David says anything to ruin my mood about how much I enjoy this look from Tessa Testicle. Because she did probably what I would do in this challenge and do Amanda Lepore. Because like, Amanda Lepore looks like a sex doll. And I love her for it. This is so well constructed for me. I have one small issue, and Barbie even brought it up. The corsetry in the back was loose a little bit, so we did see the titties, and I wasn't all that mad at it. But that was the fit in the bustier part was the only thing I had an issue with, because otherwise the shape, the glove, the way it hugged your body, except for the bustier, the performance of it all. Work, Tessa.
David, do you want to go in?
I mean, I can. Yeah, my face that I was making was not a bad face. It's because I think this is a very, very, very well constructed look. In fact, I'm just going to say it the best constructed look of the night. Like, this looks so professionally made, and I love that she even gave Kelly some props on helping out with this one.
I think that also helped. If Kelly wasn't going to be low safe, I think that bumped her just that little bit to where they were like, nah, it's going to be this bottom two. Kelly, you're safe.
Yeah, that was nice of her to give her a little bump of love. But yes, as far as Fetish goes, so when she first came out, I was like, oh, Madonna, Material Girl. Like, I didn't get I didn't get Amanda Lepore, and even once I did, I'm like, wait, Amanda Lepore is a fetish? And I get what you're saying, but for me, I did not get Fetish from this at all. And once again,
Latex.
Okay, they had latex material, so like that's basically like saying use material that's latex and it automatically qualifies. Which sure,
This is better than any of the other latex looks we've seen on this runway.
I know it's one of the best looks, and she absolutely deserved to be in the top 3. But for me, she's way over here for the well construction, and for me, I'm not getting a lot of Fetish, and I'm not counting off points because I'm judging on how much I like the look, and I really like this look. It was clearly in my top.
Thank you. Now, Eve, you're getting me worried.
Oh God, no, it's fine. I would say I have a couple little quips, but other than that, I do like it a lot. I would say honestly, the main reason, and I guess this is just what it comes down to play devil's advocate with David, that it would qualify as fetish is because it is Amanda Lepore, and she is like honestly like an icon. Like she's like a Kiona of like the fetish and bondage community when it comes to like femme representation.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, you probably didn't know that, but like when I was seeing her come down, and they were like, "Oh, she's Amanda Lepore, she's Amanda Lepore," I was like, "There you go." I was like, I thought initially the same thing you did too, David, because I saw a clip of this and I saw that the theme was fetish, but I didn't know that it was a design challenge. And this is before I watched the episode at all. So I thought this is something she just brought.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, she came out as Marilyn Monroe or somebody. I don't know, maybe, I guess, you know. But then when I found it was a design challenge and she was Amanda, I was like, okay, I get that now. I get how it's fetish now. Because this is very Amanda Lepore coded. She very much will wear a latex dress with this exact same fit. Usually 9 times out of 10 is red instead of pink.
I was gonna say red. I think she was. I think she probably only had pink to work with.
Probably, yeah. But I was like,
because I think it's the same. I think it's the same pink that Lele was using because it looks like looks like the same material.
And so I was like, if it was like quintessential Amanda, this would be red. Her lips would be bigger, and they would be red. They would be juicy, stupid red. Like, especially with all the blonde and lightness up here. That was another thing that was kind of like, if you would have came out and your lips were this freaking big and they were red as crap, oh no, we would have knew that was Amanda immediately. But like, I will say for the fact that this is lip thing that she made, the way that it fits on her body is insane. I was like, that was why I at first didn't realize that it was a design challenge. I thought she just brought that. And then when I found out she made it, I was like, wait, like you didn't let people know that you could sew like that, you know, even though and then she turned around and said she changed her whole changed her whole concept last minute. So what did she even have before that? You know what I mean? I'm like, I feel like Tessa's got some stuff in her back pocket. And that first time of her being in the bottom last week, I can tell you that was a fluke. I can really tell you that was a fluke. Something makes me think she is not going to go home anytime soon. She'll be here for a minute. She'll be here for a good minute. I like that a lot. I would say other than just those little things that weren't like red, which is like Amanda's signature thing, and then the bustier thing in the back too, everything else for me was flawless.
So I don't know who Amanda Lepore is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who she is. So when she came out, I didn't know what the reference was. I didn't get it. All I knew was I was like, oh, I thought it was more of Marilyn Monroe. I was like, oh, Marilyn Monroe, but what does that have to do with fetish? I'm very confused about that.
Amanda Lepore is like if Jessica Rabbit was a real person.
I mean,
but like literally to the cartoon aesthetic. Like that's how she's had her body modified to the point where her waist is that tiny, her hips are that, like she looks like very. she's very
She looks like a
very
sex
big with
doll
plastic
come to
surgery
life.
and body augmentation. So she's one of the doll looking girls. Yeah.
Wonderful, lovely, love that for her. I didn't know, but
Right.
I was like, but even without all that information, I like this look. I thought she looked amazing. She looked stunning. I was like, I thought maybe the latex was the fetish part of it all. I was like, maybe she's just a sex doll with a latex gown on, and maybe like she'll turn around and her butt will be out, and it'll be like, oh, the hole in the back, or
Well, she already did that.
I know, I know that. So I'm like, I didn't know what it was, but I was like, whatever it is, it looks good on her. And that was the most important part to me. I was like, because the latex could be considered fetish because people have that kind of latex fetish. And I'm like, so it hit the thing to me, but I felt like she looked good doing it. And yeah, I thought maybe, the corseted part in the back was a little, wasn't tied all the way together, but I thought she looked so good. It didn't bother me that was like that. So I love this look. I thought it was a great look.
Scores.
I'm going to give this because I felt like it was great, but I felt like Lorelai's was perfect in every way possible. But this wasn't perfect all the way possible, so I'm going to give this a 96.
Mm-hmm. I gave this an 85.
I give this a 92.
Duh.
Oh,
I have to. I have to.
to.
I love this. I'm very, very happy that I got you at least once this season for you, Tessa, because you deserve it here, baby.
Ow. Now.
And last up, Metamorkid.
Miss Mother.
Arguably, I'm going to go ahead and say it myself. This was my winner.
Oh.
I've been waiting.
This was in my top 3.
This was my winner. Just
fair.
Everything about how she presented it and how it all looked on her just was right. And then for some reason, for me, I can't stop thinking about the conversation that she had in the workroom about how events in her life have kind of changed her perception and her mindset of how she sees sexuality and how she approaches it. And it just made me look at this so much differently, and the way that she sold it so much differently. I was just kind of like, this is so it's so nuanced to me that it's just it's extremely, extremely intriguing and very, very well constructed. It's funny because it almost gives me this emo vibe where it's a whole bunch of, because it was a lot of paper clip and clip kind of looking parts to it, whatever, but it looked right. It didn't look cheap. It was a whole bunch of paper clips. It just looked like this, I don't know, this edgy, fetishy witch kind of situation. I don't know. It was badass. Down to the bloody nose. I was like, bitch, I live. I said, you better come through. She's very much giving you sex dungeon somebody down there. They probably doing some drugs or something, honey. That's why her nose bleeding. All of that.
I was gonna say, I think there might be another reason for the nosebleed, and I was wondering whether you and I, Eve, would have the same idea.
Oh, poppers. Could have been too. Yeah.
That's immediately where I went.
That could have been too.
And I knew Eve and I were gonna be the only ones to get it.
Yeah, you knew he would not.
I'm like, let's not push drugs onto the children. No, you don't have to do those things. But ain't nothing wrong with no amyl nitrate, honey. Make sure you get your
isobutyl nitrite, for that matter.
Make sure you get your head cleaned.
Yes, God.
Yes, go. But I liked it. I said that honestly, I thought was going to be in the top. So I was a little bit taken aback when they didn't call for the top. But then when they called Tessa, I was like, no, that's the top. Damn, she's safe. I was like, okay, I guess I'm okay with that. But I thought that was very, very strong. I thought it was a very strong look.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good look as well. And it very much gave me fetish right off the bat. So for my Venn diagram, I'm going to put it right about here, a little bit more on the fetish side. than on the well-constructed side, but it's also well-constructed. My only kind of issue with it was that I wish she had more shape. Like it, especially these skirts. If we have these long skirts, I really want to see a curve to it. Otherwise, it's just so straight up and down. So just like a little bit more padding around her waist would have really cinched this for me, and would have had her as more of a contender for the top 3 for me. She's doing so well considering she's not been in the top though. Like she's been very close to being in the top both weeks, I think.
It kind of makes me nervous though because of the fact that this is her second week not being in the top or the bottom. So we still haven't gotten any, they haven't critiqued her at all. So it makes me wonder if they're seeing her. You know what I mean? Because I'd hate for her to be one of those girls that's really great and she keeps flying under the radar because she keeps end up randomly being safe and then they get rid of her halfway through the season or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love this look. I think this was one of my favorites as well. Definitely my top 3. I love the hair so much. It's just like giving me so much life. Like I'm like, ugh. That's what I just gravitated to. That's the first thing I saw when she turned the corner was that wig, and I was like, ugh, so good. Then I started panning down, and I was like, still good, still good, still good. And like I love because I'm a sucker for a long maxi kind of skirt because I wear maxi skirts on a regular because that's what I like. So I love this skirt. I love the jacket. I love the whole look of it all. I agree with Eve. It just looks badass. It's just such a good look. I love it.
This is really great. This for me, I would have put Meta in the top over Pandora personally. I do absolutely agree with you, David. I wanted a little bit of shape, and that's what made it not my winner for me. Is it's just a maxi skirt at the bottom made out of vinyl. And I wanted something a little bit more grandiose. I would have loved if she had had chains down the side of it. Like that would have given me a little bit of something and intrigue. But like,
well, what I will say is I'll agree with you on the front of it being a little bit plain. I gave her a little bit leeway with that because when she did turn around, she did have what looked like a lot of chain detail on like the top of the dress, like going down and stuff. Yeah. So it wasn't like, it didn't look completely like she had took a piece of black fabric and just wrapped it around her waist kind of a situation. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you for sure. I wish there was a little bit more frontal,
I see the front visual looking very plain though.
Yeah, like visual interest in the front. That's all I really needed out of it. But overall,
because to be honest with you, it's like if you didn't see all the intricacies and stuff in the back, then it would kind of make the dress in the like coming from the front look almost like it was an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this would have really worked if it had a
Reagan jacket.
Yeah.
A Reagan
we need to take this button away from you.
I think honestly, it would have been cute if it had like a jeweled like crotch hole or something, like a glory hole.
A glory hole, yeah. Yep.
Then that would went for fetish. Boom.
Yep.
Good glory hole.
Score.
Missed opportunity, but it's okay.
I still love it. I still live for it. It's a 95 for me.
It's an 82 for me.
I will give it a 97.
I will give it a 96.
Period.
Welcome to our very
I think you all
2-hour
had
recording.
You all had the same top 3, right? Switching out Pandora for Metamorkid.
Loreley, Tessa, and Metamorkid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would have had Loreley, Tessa, and Yvonne.
Sure. I think she would have been fourth for me.
I can see that.
She would have been fourth for me.
Yeah. We might have all had the same top 4.
Work. I'd love to see it. So we do get our top 3, which is Tessa, Loreley, and Pandora, and the win goes to Miss Loreley Rivers.
Very fair.
Like we said when we talked about the look. Like we said when we talked about the look, baby, you shut us up. I am excited to see what the rest. I'm excited to see the rest of your package. I'm very excited now. And our bottom three, Victoria, Barbie, and Kelly,
Deserved.
with deserve the bottom two of Barbie and Victoria.
I don't think that Kelly should have been down there. I think it should have been the Only Naomi in the bottom two instead of Barbie Q.
Oh,
I will put it this way, and I'm gonna say this to be completely honest with you. I love Barbie to death. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the conviction that we just started feeling and growing and loving Barbie so much in her authenticity. The things that she said just made us be like, that's right. That's how it's going to happen. You're good. Because she started off the lip sync and she said, something just tells me I'm okay. I'm going to be fine. And I'm like, yeah, you totally are, girl. You're about to send her home. It's over. And then the music starts. It's Dua Lipa. And the beat pops in. And the lights come up. And Barbie walks center stage and mumbles a lot of things that were not lyrics. Ooh, direct to camera too, baby. You are like
watermelon, cantaloupe.
I was like, it was like a fever dream. I was like, what is happening? No. It's not like you don't know what you didn't know. I didn't know if you were saying the song in German. I was like, if she said sprechen Sie, I don't know what she was. I was like,
stop it.
It was not good.
I was like, can anybody else see this? Is this just me? What is happening?
I thought I was in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I want to be fair and point out that neither of them were nailing the words when it came to the chorus or pre-chorus. You could see them both kind of
I'll put it this way. I'll agree with you. Chorus and pre-chorus, yes, none of them were learning the lyrics. But I will say the chorus and the pre-chorus were like 10 words.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual like intro part, beginning of the song was like 35 words. And Victoria knew those.
True, but then when you get to the part that it's like very fast words, and I'll be honest, like I've had this on mixed CDs, this song, and I still can't get those words. And English is my first language. These two people, English isn't even their second language. Like David, German's their second language.
David, we live in the year 2023, baby. There is Google Translate and there is AZ Lyrics.
It is not that easy. Online. It is not that easy. So I'm showing them some grace. Both of them. But one thing that I did want to point out is Barbie's face during this lip sync. Go back and watch it. I was getting Madonna from her makeup. And then I look over and I'm like, oh, she's against Britney Spears. This is me against the music right now. But yeah, like seriously, she could have done Madonna for Snatch Game. But yeah, she wasn't great in this lip sync.
I'm happy you got Madonna because it break your heart. I'm happy you got Madonna because I got Deer in the Headlights.
Bitch, she was giving me Witch. I was like, why do I feel like I'm watching one of the Sanderson sisters lip sync I Put a Spell on You? Why do I feel like I'm watching that right now? And this is supposed to be a lip sync to do
against Britney Spears.
Against Britney Spears. I was like, what is happening? And I feel like it was almost the way that she was doing the performance. I feel like she was having a lot of conviction in the performance. Like, I'm going to give you everything. Like, I'm going to show it all to you. But it came off almost as her being like scary. And I was like, I don't think that's how the song's supposed to go.
Scared.
I don't think that's how the song's supposed to go. Like, stop doing that. Like, and then at one point, she just threw herself on the ground and started rolling. And I was like, no, don't do that. I was like, oh, when girls just start throwing themselves on the ground and stuff, I'm like, that's when they know they lost. Because they're just like, I'm like, what is happening? This girl,
unless you're doing a Queen Kong barrel roll through the air to the side of the stage.
Queen Kong get that and broke 5 lights. I
don't know like that.
Literally.
Oh Lord.
Lana, what did you think of this lip sync?
Oh, it wasn't a lip sync. what we can't say what Barbie did was a lip sync. She just stood on that stage and like twirled
I
and
put a spell
spun and
on you.
right. She did not
And
lip sync.
now
She
you're
didn't know. And did Victoria know all the words? Absolutely not. Victoria didn't know all the words either. But then she's just like what she did know. She looked to the camera and let them know, I know this part and I'm gonna sing this part. And what she didn't know, she manipulated everybody and turned around and was doing flips and kicks and swirling around so nobody knew she ain't know the words. Barbie went straight to the middle of the stage, head
like,
on at
I
the
know
camera,
every word.
and
Like I
said,
wrote this song.
right, like she was in concert and she was ready to give us everything. And she said, I'm never not. Like what? It was so noticeable, and I hate it for Barbie because I love Barbie and I wanted Barbie so far in this competition. Everything about Barbie I fell in love with. I was like, this girl is so sweet, she's so great, and she's so amazing. This just wasn't the night for her. That just wasn't her night, and unfortunately, she got what she deserved in that moment because she got barbecued because Victoria's like grilled her up and chewed her up and spit her out. Like Victoria ate and she didn't.
I don't even think Victoria was that great.
I will say this.
When you put her next to Barbie, she looked like she was Britney Spears, and Barbie Q was Child's Brittany Jenkins down the street. That's what Barbecue looked like next to Victoria. She was like Brittany Jenkins next to Britney Spears.
Why you gotta shade Brittany Jenkins?
Because Brittany Jenkins don't know how to perform, and Britney Spears was at the VMAs singing "I'm a Slave."
So sorry, Brittany Jenkins.
Brittany Jenkins, if you're watching, I'm so sorry.
Barbecue Jenkins.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this out here, and the more I think about it, I could be wrong. But right now, how I feel tonight, Barbecue, you are my favorite first eliminated contestant ever.
Okay,
I love you, Barbecue, and I was so connected to you, and I am heartbroken that you are gone.
Now that I can agree with. That I can agree with.
You being someone, if someone would have told me, especially after the first episode, that you were going to be the first one, would not have believed them to save my life. I'm like, you're kidding me. What?
Absolutely not.
What happened?
Like,
it's really sad.
Bring her back for season 2.
Bring her back for season 2. Give her a La Macarena treatment and bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I agree with you. She is probably my favorite first boot, and I'm like not like all the jokes aside, completely heartbroken that she is gone. Do feel like she deserves another chance to come back and redeem herself. Mm-hmm. I just think she just got inside her own head and didn't come out of it. It was just not it.
I just think it just wasn't her challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That was just what I was thinking, because I was like, I bet you other things in her package that she's made herself or brought herself and stuff like that would showcase so much better and go off so much better. I mean, looking at the first thing that she did on the first runway. Yeah. So I'm just like, that.
And even her entrance look.
Yeah.
And her Instagram looks like she's gonna have some good looks, and I can't.
And her promo, remember her promo? Like,
yeah, she was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Barbie was good.
Because she was the measuring tape? Was she telling us all along?
Wait, what happened?
Her promo was her.
That she didn't measure up.
That she was a measuring tape. Was she telling us all along she went home on a design challenge?
Oh,
Barbie.
Oh no,
Barbie. Oh no. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Barbie.
Them design challenges be.
They be eating up folks.
Girl.
They be eating up folks who I love.
I was going to say the number one example of a girl who went home on a design challenge in their first episode and has made a career out of herself is Kelly Mantle. Who were you thinking?
Well, so is Angela, but
I know that's what I was about to say.
I'm going to say Kelly Mantle because she does not get the recognition she is entitled to. Anyway.
There was also me.
Okay.
Kelly Mantle.
and also there was
Come on, Barbie.
Elisa
I
Summers.
want you to have a better career than Kelly Mantle.
Not shady to Kelly Mantle. Kelly Mantle didn't do anything to you.
No, but I mean, she's great.
Yes, I
And
agree.
and
We
then
love
what about
her.
Pork Chop? The first queen ever.
Kelly
to hold a design
Mantle.
challenge?
A better career than both of them.
Next week, Rusical.
Rusical. Everybody was
Really?
singing it. They were like, oh, 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 oh.
Have we had a Rusical this early?
This, I was
Oh.
very
No,
shocked
actually,
about that.
The earliest one I can think of is Farmer Rusical, but I don't remember when that was.
I was very shocked about that. I
That
was
was
like,
episode 2. That was the second challenge of that season, wasn't it?
Which one?
Farmer Rusical from season 10.
Farmer Rusical.
It's the
Wasn't
the
that
one challenge that
season
Vixen
11?
won. No, that was season 10 because it
Oh,
was
it was
Mo,
Trump the Rusical.
Vixen won, yeah. And Calorie went home against Eureka because Eureka did bad.
did you say Trump the musical?
There was
Trump the
Trump the
Rusical,
Rusical.
yes.
You are correct. Yes.
Are you
I blocked
serious?
that.
Yes.
It was actually really good.
Season 11.
Trump is not in the actual thing.
Ginger.
Well, not a contestant on season 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Anyway,
Oh,
on that
what
note,
did y'all get me involved in? This some bull jobs. Some bull. Some Trump the musical. Oh my god.
on that note, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of our coverage of Drag Race Germany. We'll be back next week to talk about episode 3 of Drag Race Germany.
Oh,
In the
I'm over
meantime,
sorry.
make
Drag Race Germany.
Lana, can I do the outro?
Go ahead. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
very much. No, you're fine. Make sure to hit all of the applicable buttons that say you support us. And if you hit the dislike button, hit it twice. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cut Pod for all of our most up-to-date Cut news and our funny moments because we are some funny bitches. And while you're down in the description, you can follow the 4 of us because we're cool. If you're in Chicago, go see Eve. And while you're also down there, get your merch. Link below. Cut mug. Da-na-na-na. Cut mug. Da-na-na-na. Cut mug. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for not doing a draft update.
Reagan Yacket.
You're welcome.
Time for... Oh, we can do that.
No.